G'day boys, so this week we've been looking at area of composite shapes, and composite shapes are just where we have a mixture of shapes put together to create one big shape. Now when what we've looked at this week is area of a rectangle, and in particular that's what most of our composite shapes that we've been working with are based around. Okay, so if we have a look, we know that our rule for area of a rectangle is length times width. Okay, we know that. Now, over here we've got a composite shape, okay? We can see that it's a bit of an L shape, but really it's made up of two shapes, two rectangles really, okay? So if we split this shape into two rectangles, it makes it significantly easier to work out the area of, okay? So let's call this shape 1 and let's call this shape 2. Okay, so if we're doing shape 1, okay, area 1 equals length times width. We need to work out what the length and the width are. Now, each of these blocks is one centimeter. Okay, so our width is 1, 2, 3 centimeters. Okay, and our length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters. Okay. Okay, now all we have to do is a simple multiplication sum. 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, now we're working with centimeters, and because we're working with area, we must put our little squared symbol above the top. That represents that we're looking at the inside of a shape. Okay, so 15 centimeters squared for that first shape. Now our second shape here, okay, length times width, which is this one here. Let's work out what our length is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's 9 centimeters multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeters. So if we multiply them together, 9 times 6 equals 54. Okay, and again, we're working with centimeters and its area, so it's centimeters cubed. Squared, sorry, centimeters squared. So now we've got two answers here. We've got the 15 and we've got the 54. That is our two shapes, okay, so far. So we need to work out what the total area is, and if we're working out total, it must mean that we have to do addition. Let's do 54 centimeters squared plus 15 centimeters squared, which leaves us with 69 centimeters squared as our total area. Okay, so our total area of our shape here is 69 centimeters squared. Now that's the first way to work out this type of composite shape. The second one we've looked at this week, boys, okay, is a little bit differently. It's still working with rectangles, so our rule still applies, area equals length times width. But instead, we've got a section that's been taken up by something. So we want to work out how much space have we got left over. Okay, when we're looking at leftovers, we're looking at subtraction more so. Anywho, let's work out what the total area is of this whole shape. Okay, so area, length times width. Now the total of the whole shape is 14 meters times 7 meters. Now, if I do my multiplication sum over here, okay, because 14 times tables are not directly in a head, 4 times 7 is 28, carry the 2, 7 times 1 plus 2 equals 98. So 14 times 7 is 98 meters squared. So that's the total area of this whole shape. However, half of our shape, or I'm not sorry, half, but some of our shape is being taken up with tiles. So we need to work out how much space are the tiles taking up. Okay, so area equals length times width. Okay, now we've got 6 meters multiplied by 5 meters. Okay, 6 times 5 is 30 meters, and again we're working with area, so it's got to be 30 meters squared. Okay, but our question is how much carpet do we have to work with? Okay, that's what we need to work out. Now, because we're looking at the difference, tiles take up a section, we've got two numbers here, 98 and 30. So with those two numbers, we need to take them away. 8 take 0 is 8, and 9 take 3 is 6. So we have 68 meters squared of carpet. Okay, that is our answer for this type of sum or type of problem. Okay, so if we've got a shape that takes up part of a rectangle, we must always subtract. But if we're looking at two sort of shapes together, okay, if we're looking at two shapes together, we must add them together. Please don't forget about putting a little squared symbol above all our answers as well, boys. Hopefully that helps.